Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you all had fun at last night's networking dinner. And today I would like to welcome you all to SYMEX 2024 Day 2. In the following session, we will dive deeper into the AI era in project management. Professor Casey Chan is a distinguished professor in holistic learning by Revans University. He is a senior research fellow of the Research Center for Technological Innovation in Tsinghua University. His latest research interest is in innopreneurship to help SMEs and MNEs with turnaround strategies applying holistic thinking for supreme innovation culture.
And most of our IT people from Singapore is from Indonesia, from India, all over the world. So that is the message. So how fast can we learn? So learning must be greater or faster than the rate of change in the business environment. Also, the first speaker, I think yesterday, Americano has mentioned the PMO. So you must be able to track and manage. And last but not least, it's no longer human resource. This is also history. It's human capital. So recently, there's a top professor in human resource by the name of Professor Dave Ulrich. He said it's called human capability. Once you mention human capability, it actually interfaces with project management. Because project management is talking about how capable you are as an organization. And last but not least, of course, is AI driven. But how AI from Industry 4.0 move forwards, I cannot be conclusive at the top, but the trend is that we will become more and more. We don't want the human to replace human beings. I think we have watched the movie Planet of the Apes. So now we will become the robots controlling us. And Tim Cook said, please don't, because we control the robots, not the robots control us. And of course, we need the technology interface, which is what everybody is trying to research, the quantum computing. And next, of course, era of sustainable intelligence. So we must observe the code of ethics, because an intelligent person, like the nuclear bomb, can be used the advantage for nuclear energy or use this disadvantage in the battlefield. And last but not least, era of quantum consciousness. Consciousness means not just hardworking, but contribute back to society, which is now we are in need of what yesterday my friend Henry has mentioned, environmental protection or green project, which I learned a lot from him. So now, I have attended many courses in Singapore related to AI because Singapore government is very nice to old people like me. I'm 69 years old, so everything I attend, they subsidize 60%. 60%. So this is the latest one from University of Illinois, Champaign. The professor came, I think it's Mark Yu, his name, and he actually convinced me to capitalize on co-creative AI. That means I cannot do it alone. I have to depend on other people. I cannot be the super intelligence, because even a super country like America has to look at collaboration. So I don't need to look at the definition, but the most important thing is the cases. So it's ideal for tasks. Example, myself, I'm running 4 things. First thing is consulting. Not any consulting work, but only innovation management. And you need creativity and personalization. So I only serve 2 very big markets. The first one, of course, the closest is called Indonesia. The further one is called China. So therefore, I spend quite a bit of time with Professor Eko Indrajit, which is supposed to be the IT expert in Indonesia. And I'm a visiting professor at Pratita University, and also in Surabaya is Petra Christian University, just focusing on innovation with AI. And of course, these are supposed to be real industrial projects. Now, this is what I learned. If you are too much engrossed in AI, what happened? You spend all the money. because your boss are not very, I should say, forgiving when you spend his money. So therefore, a PMO, I wish to actually add on yesterday's comment, is a supporting department. I was with the Cinemas Group, one of the biggest group in palm oil, second largest in the world, 80,000 people. I have 80 consultants working in my division. I'm an executive director for 8 years. Whenever I see the big boss, the Vijay family, 3 things they said to me. Show me how you save more money after project management, after PMO. Earn more money. If not, you borrow more money, no interest. The last one difficult, but how do we borrow the money? We show the investors we have IP you don't have, because we use project to document the programs and the projects to tell us the portfolio which is related to the share price. Share price goes up, the investors come in and say in Chinese, 没问题小意思. This is from China. No problem, small amount, $500 million. No problem, small amount. Okay. Because we have the IP to show. Now, back to here. When you talk about idea A, myself, consulting, educating, I go around as a visiting professor, then training. I train a lot of PMPs because this is what the industry wants. And last but not least is I put all my ideas into publishing, which is books. So 50 to 80% I base on that. What is the other idea D? I just proposed to PMI president that following from this symposium, they sponsor me, I'm very happy, but I need to return back the investment. So I will give 10 of my books, it's sold in $30 per copy in Singapore, to PMI. Next, my other books I want to translate into Bahasa. My first book, Integrated Project Management, was in Bahasa in 2004. Until today, it's still used by the university, but it's already out of date because it's Pinboard 7th edition. So we want to translate my publication into Bahasa to share with the SME. We are not telling the MNEs what to do, but we are telling the SME, very important, change the way you think in the era of AI. Otherwise, if you don't change, nothing will happen. That is the message. So 80% I have to persevere. That means I have to charge very cheap. So somebody tells me, why do you teach in Indonesia? How much I pay per hour? Don't talk about that. Talk about if nobody give me the chance to talk, it's zero. So somebody give me the chance to talk, I still earn something. I was teaching, or I am still teaching in Indonesia for 22 years. Since 2002, with a university called Petra Christian University. UI also I teach. Vidya Bandara also I teach. So many universities, but I never ask how much you pay me. I always ask, how much can I contribute to your university? Do you still need me to teach this type of subjects? Okay, enough said. So Internet AI, we need to look at the AI-powered e-commerce platform. So these are the 4 things, if you look at here, that Professor Lee from Hong Kong, and is always well quoted, the 4 waves of AI. His second book, AI in 2041, very similar. So he says that there are 4 types of AI. Internet AI, which every student is using. ChatGPT. Go to internet, your best friend is called Google. Or anything don't know, check with Google first. Next one is business AI. There's 2 gentlemen who wrote the book, Business Value. The template is there. You fit in, you get the answer. Next one is perception AI. So same problem can become an opportunity if you apply lateral thinking by Edward de Bono, Last but not least is autonomous AI. Can we put this in a real illustration? Yes. So this is the illustration that Internet AI, so you have Amazon's personalized shopping experience, business, computer vision to analyze customer behavior, perception is facial recognition, and last but not least, of course, your shopping experience. And all these are part of the innovation project that my students are doing in Singapore. Now, there are 10 gaps that is facing every organization. Some organization, they are honest, they say yes. So which are the 4 gaps that is most important? The percentages are there. This is only conducted, as you can see here. I don't have such a big sample size, but Professor Chen Jin from Tsinghua University, he has about 20 postdoctoral students with him to carry out research in innovation. So the conclusion is 2,000 sample size, 18% of strategy gap, that is where project management comes in. Translate strategy into a portfolio of prioritized programs and projects. So this is where the next one is execution gap. You need a common language. The third one is growth gap. When you don't see growth, you must actually look at the VUCA environment, volatile, uncertain, complexities, and ambiguous. What are you going to do about it? So you have to change and improve your skill set of the people. Last but not least, actually, is learning gap. Many people say, I learned something. But if you walk out of this room, you cannot change your behavior, you learn nothing. Because learning is to transform from an old behavior, that's how I think, how I work, to a new behavior, and this must be positive behavior. So, example, people use mind mapping by Tony Buzan, but they just study work breakdown structure. So they said work breakdown structure is better because I can code them under the deliverable 1, 2, 3, and 4. So that guy learned something. Now, communication is always there, but again, we need to communicate. So these are the 5 gaps that I presented. Actually, the first presentation was done at Pratita University 2 years ago, and this one was done in Tsinghua Business Review Forum, where we have a lot of businessmen, and they also agree. But they have to look how to resolve the problems. Now, this part is interesting. Whatever I collected are based on facts. It's not my opinion, because I am a senior research fellow from Tsinghua. I cannot say this is my opinion. This must be based on facts. That's why I have to quote somebody who has done this. Bridges, which is my trusted advisor, he's a consultant as well, and he was looking at 10% successful projects, big projects, in year 2000. But then, because people believe in project management, so it starts to improve to 60%, but you know, COVID and AI changed the whole scenario, and now the bigger perspective is digital business transformation. Business digital transformation start from the country. The government must support, Singapore government support, because by 2025, Singapore is an intelligent island. Everything is connected because we believe in AI. So that's why you see the increase in unsuccessful projects. 67% of projects are unsuccessful because the people refuse to change the mindset, especially the SMEs. M&E is different. They have money. They invest in training. They invest in new type of projects, technology. No? This is the gentleman who wrote this book called Implement, and it's selling very well. And the first book was World's Best Bank, which is Singapore DPS Bank. So he actually spent a lot of time only looking at implementation between strategy and results. So this is his conclusion. By leveraging AI, we all know we have to leverage on AI. You can solve the last mile of strategy implementation. Because this is confirmed by Antonio Nito, which is the champion in project management, also from PMI before the chairman, and he retires end of September. Now he's full swing into consulting work, and he concluded the same. Strategy, you must have the link using AI to execution, because yesterday the speakers already mentioned AI can increase the speed of execution, but AI cannot replace discipline in execution. As example, I asked our gentleman here, please, your turn to get the job done. They said, today I'm on seminar, I'm sorry. Tomorrow I get it done. So that's the point, right? Okay. Now, these 4 gaps very important. The last one is what the research has shown. Innovation gap. Project management equals to change. Change the way we work, because this is not successful. Change to a new style. So this is where project management actually equals to innovation, because it's constant change. Agile project management is the name of the game. So strategy, we need somebody who has the discipline. It's my turn. It doesn't work. I need to talk to the boss. The boss decides, change the strategy. Now, implementation is, do we have the ability? Even in my organization, I always tell my people, we have to be better than me. Not better than you. If you are not better than me, I got no successor, you know. So therefore, I always groom my successor, nurture my successor to be better than me. Otherwise, the next generation is called degeneration. So we don't want that to happen. And mine is a small company, not a big company. A big company is even worse, because everyone has their own interest. Operation, speed, AI. This is what Antonio and speculant Robin has confirmed. I think PMI also can confirm. But now, how do you measure how much my people learn? Do you test the people how much they learn? The answer is very simple. In the past, we said, don't work hard, work smart. Today's turn is how much gets done. One person can take care of 5 projects, no problem. One person take care of 1 project, many problems. Who do you think is the human capital, the one with no problems? Now, don't blame your people, blame the system. We also know that. If the system is wrong, the people just duplicate, because effectiveness first before efficiency. So this is what we say. Improve continuously means that do not think that yours is the best practice. So the best practice, the word is gone. It's called better practices. Because Jack Welch says there's no such thing called the best way. There's always a better way. So now this is the bridge built by Stanford. When I was attending the advanced project management, they said, everything we do, you strategize, implement, operate. But somebody from Harvard put up the hand, excuse me, you need the balanced scorecard, which is here. Performance culture. How do we measure performance culture? My people can learn faster, better, no more smarter, wiser than competitors. I will have more innovation projects. So look at the very successful companies. They are measured by the number of patents. I can sell you the patent, you copy from me, I charge the license. Who are these companies? We all know Apple, one of them. Apple not is the largest in the world. Oil and gas companies are bigger than Apple. But Apple and Microsoft, 2 companies, already entered the $1 trillion revenue. Okay, so next one is, if you look at the top 10 most successful or wealthiest men in the world, one of them is from India. So that one is also into AI, because AI can do many, many things. The rest are all, Louis Vuitton is ranked #1 in terms of sales and revenue and profit. So now, from strategy gap, you need to change the project type structure. So everybody forget that the structure supports the strategy, and Peter Drucker say the culture eats up the strategy. So which means the next column, you need to measure, is your culture supreme or not supreme? Example, how can Indonesia, number one, number two, is the largest palm oil producer in the world? It was Malaysia. Even Malaysia was shocked. Indonesia is the number one. You go to Africa, they tell you not only palm oil, because Wilma and PT Smart is there. It's also into food. Into food, whole 90% of the instant noodle, because this is what we call integration. Palm oil is used for your instant noodle, and also chocolates. So therefore, Indonesia, it will be, if nothing goes wrong, the 5th largest economy in Asia. That's why I'm here. Because I want to retire here, actually. So you can grow. You can grow because of people learn and your people innovate. So that's why, as I said, innovation is very important, because innovation is keep on improving with new products that can sell. Innovation is best product or business value, but entrepreneurship is to convert this best value into sales and profit. So strategy, you need to prioritize. Structure, you need to change. I have to use the name Office of Strategy Innovation Management because in China, there's a leader called Xi Jinping, their number one, says that China has to think outside the box. Cannot be we borrow other people's innovation. It must be original innovation. Original innovation means that the whole country must think differently. So they don't want to use PMO, but I need to go China. So I said, I use a massage chair called OSIM. You know, there's a massage chair from China called OSIM, which stands for Create Office of, so it's called Office of Strategy Innovation Management. If you want, you can change that to project management. It's okay. In Indonesia, I use project management. China, innovation management. Otherwise, they don't pay me, right? The culture is very simple. Think agile, behave agile. So agile mindset is not, we want just think agile. Must do agile. Do agile. Show it, right? And project manager actually is responsible for the successful implementation of the strategy. So now your value goes up, goes up. This is the diagram is in my book, which I'm going to give 10 copies to PMI Indonesia. It's called Holistic Thinking, not HW. W stands for wise. But somebody says that, I know why. Because you work for Vijaya family, W. So this is what they think, but this is not true, right? So organization must respect themselves. In managing project, maybe I mean only the capability of manage this organization, maturity capability, which I think the first speaker was talking about. But to get optimized is not easy. You have to benchmark against the best of the best in the world. So therefore, let's look at how to benchmark. Many people think that I improve management is okay. It's not okay. These three are combined, just like our nose, our eyes, and the mouth, and the ears. So we have to combine management, leadership, and entrepreneurship together. The source of energy comes from entrepreneurship because all these are processes. Entrepreneur is a person. Manager is a person. Entrepreneur is a person. Leader is a person. But process is management, leadership, entrepreneurship. And those companies that are very successful, they keep on innovating like Apple. Apple has evolved over time, and then when Steve Jobs came back, he actually has the breakthrough, which is the iPhone, which is iMac is already there, but definitely the iPad, the iPhone, and other things. But one core thing that Steve Jobs has done is the operating system is called Apple. I don't want to use Microsoft Windows. Okay. So this is called strategypreneurship. Strategy, if one person, this is what the problem with SME, only the boss knows. Nobody knows because everything is secret, confidential. But now you have to change the way you think. Your people better know how the company is moving forwards, otherwise they won't stay in the company. Okay. So this is what I actually, over 30 years, not 1 year, 30 years, how did I get my distinguished professorship in holistic learning is because I have to not pass the exam. After 10 years of my PhD, I submit to Oxford. Then my professor there looked at it and said, can you come for interview? After interview, they said, yes, you can graduate at the new college at Oxford. So it's very hard. You need to publish 100 papers to justify all. Okay, enough said. So my topic today is right at the right-hand side. If you are still a project manager, it's good, but you can be better. How to be better? Number one, from my intellectual capital, I passed my PMP. Now I become the expert in project management. That means I train hundreds and thousands of project managers. Expert power. You are recognized as the subject matter expert. Next, agile. Not only agile mindset. I must show you my adaptive power. I'm an engineer. Then I asked my boss, I saw outside the window, how come people are driving better cars than me? He said, very simple. They're in sales and marketing. You change to sales marketing, I will give you your commission. So I changed. Sales and marketing. 1 year never sell anything. Because I don't know how to sell. So I studied marketing, you know. And I knew one thing a project manager never asks is, can I have the order sheet? A salesman must always ask the customer, I already come here 10 times. Please give me the order sheet, otherwise tomorrow I have no job, you know. So the customer give you the order sheet. After sales and marketing, you fry here, fry there. You lost all your girlfriend. I married very much older age at 39 years old because all my girlfriends gone already. So I said, I go into business development. My boss also said, why not? And then I realized that the first country they sent me is Indonesia, you know, to see Dr. Habibie in 1984. Dr. Habibie said, don't see me, go Bandung, ITPN, ETPN. And you know that time Bandung is only one road, and a lot of accidents, but I have to go. My first order was actually from Surabaya. That's why I love Surabaya, because that is a memory. They give me the first order from the car industry making the aluminum wheel. Okay, now so adaptive power and communication. So I changed my communications to diagrams because an engineer cannot speak very well. An engineer needs diagrams so that you see, you ask me questions. No? Now, the last one is called leadership brand. When I was young, I'm very conscientious that I work for a big name. I'm from 600 Group. I'm from IBM. But now, I tell you, I am myself. That's what leadership is about. Anything I don't do, I don't teach. Because otherwise, I teach the wrong things. So until today, I'm still lifelong learning. I'm still studying. So now, in summary, when we think it's no use, why do I need to write books? Because I want people to criticize me. Because it's not what I think, it's what other people think. Is it aligned to what I'm thinking? Communication power. Expert power, I must produce result. Otherwise, you are not recognized as a subject matter expert. So I go to any university, I say, Pak or Ibu, I want to teach leadership. You know what they tell me, Casey? No. You teach project management. Why? They say, because all your articles is project management. I go to UK, I want to teach entrepreneurship. They say, no, Casey, you teach innovation. Because you apply project management in innovative projects. So you see the point? So in life, it's not what you think, it's what the customer thinks. That is called leadership brand. So I come here I hope I have served my purpose as what I did not disappoint PMI as the AI aspects of project management, which now convert to innovation management. Oh, okay? And I have to keep on stay resilient. So the next topic is era of AI. Oh, so now, what is era of AI? We have challenges, so we need AI to help us to change our business landscape. We have changes, so a project manager is a key change agent. I never ask my boss why. I always ask my boss, why not? Actually, my meaning is why not you don't change. But he took it in good spirit. Why not means you change. Why not means you agreed to change. So, conundrums. Something that is impossible, difficult to solve. So you need to innovate, right? So therefore, the future with AI, the project manager must go up one step to become the C-suite people, Chief Innovation Officer. Because through projects, through processes, you influence. So this is the latest from Harvard Business Review, influencer innovation, regardless of who. As long as I can influence you through processes or through my leadership, etc. Now, the culture is, I also have to certify myself with ISO 56000, which is Innovation Management System. Then I can see the PMP, PMBOK 6, 7 edition are actually aligned. No? But I haven't come up with the training materials because this is how I want to convince my clients. No? To seal the 5 gaps. Now, this gentleman started with systems thinking, and he said people are not resistant to change, but they need the feedback loop. Why do they need to change? No? So that's the reason why we need to make ourselves keep on improving using the internet, because the Google, anything don't know, you search, you ChatGPT, they will guide you to almost the right answer. I cannot say it's a perfect answer, but almost the right answer. Now this gentleman, I love him a lot because I look like him, right? The size. So he says that if you want to reach perfection, you have to change often. So I have to change. Every day I ask myself, what did I done not so good yesterday? So I have to keep improving. So PMI actually have all my slides, but actually my own slides this morning I changed a little bit already, based on yesterday's speakers. So we need to be able to change the way we behave, because by changing the first thing, the way we think, then the rest will happen. Now this is what happened in Indonesia. There's a big future here because of AI. Remember, AI put every country, the people at the same platform, the same running track to run. So this is where I saw our neighboring countries, which is the biggest population, is Indonesia, will have a very big future, because look at Gojek. Singapore also started our taxi, but we never have Gojek. Now taxi is Gojek in Singapore. Delivery service, Gojek in Singapore. Of course, Malaysia also have Grab. But these two gentlemen actually studied at Harvard Business School, but not in the same class, same year. So you have a big future here because we utilize AI. So the next thing is that we need to see how can Indonesia have something. That's why I'm trying to offer here, not a new concept, but an elevated concept of from project manager to become the CIO. When you are the Chief Innovation Officer, you have more say because you are in the C-suite. Whatever you say, the CEO will listen. No? Because earn more money, save more money, cannot borrow more money, but if you are innovative, can borrow more money too. No? So role of project manager, change. This is what I call holistic thinking, H. You put all the 5 W's, 2H together, this is what we learned in the PMBOK, holistic thinking. Also, 49 processes. Horizontally, 5 process group. Vertically, 10 knowledge areas. Integrate all together, 49 processes. H, holistic thinking. So we need to first have the right mindset to change from holistic thinking to system thinking. So system thinking means that just like your computer, first change the way we think using holistic, system, critical, lateral thinking. Then we will behave differently because we already start learning. Then we will be able to perform not as a superman, but first as a super team and eventually as a super organization, which is supreme execution. Now, concept is about people, competence is about process, connections is about planet, which is AI, and change is a constant. So therefore, we have to influence other people to change. Then we have what we call a nuclear effect, or simple words is synergy. Now this is the model I developed with Professor Chen Jing. The foundation is we need to sit on the way we think, because our brain is what will tell us what to do next. Next is strategic innovation, means that don't look at Indonesia, look at the world. In the past, Indonesia don't invest so much overseas. But now you look at your top companies, you actually invest in overseas. Example, Africa. Everyone was shocked. Indonesia was the first one to go in with the palm oil plantations. Also Indomie. So as a collaboration, which is the next one, collaborative innovation, they actually will become the #1 in the world for instant noodle. Because my son in Romania also buy Indonesia Indomie, said, very good, no other noodles. Also in America, I think. Total innovation means that don't only talk about one department innovate, the whole organization must support and become our daily life, which is everyone support innovation. And finally, open innovation is that don't care whether this idea come from another outside source, but bring this outside source and see whether you can utilize them. So the end game is lean thinking, keep the overheads down. Disruptive thinking is not disruptive innovation, means that there's no one best way, always the better way. Design thinking, we all know, if you put your initiate plan, is the same thing as design thinking. You empathize, you define, you ideate, you do the prototype and you test, and then you implement. Okay? So this is a projectized organization, which I always advocate the new type of organization in the new world of Agile and AI. Now, what is a Chief Innovation Officer? Is it a title, or is it actually the contribution in terms of business value? So this is actually what goes wrong. In simple term, when you start with the strategy, his name is called the CSO, Chief Strategy Officer. Then it goes to a department who says that, let's determine the KPI, Chief Performance Officer. Then it goes into the Chief Innovation Officer and look at which are the projects that we prioritize and which are the projects we are not. Actually, I said the Chief Innovation Officer is actually the project manager. Now come to the Chief Value Officer, which is the CFO. Chief Financial Officer says, is this of any value to us? And this goes round and round. So the new paradigm shift is actually moving the Chief Innovation Officer into the paradigm shift of influencer innovation, which actually agrees with just now the diagram that this must be shared with the CEO. The CEO double out as CIO, the CIO double out as the Chief Project Officer inside this diagram. This is already implemented in some organizations in China because they want to experiment. Not the whole organization, but one business unit. So now integration is to change the way we think. Implementation is the way we work. innovation is our culture to innovate, and of course AI transformation strategy is to perform in the new paradigm shift. Albert Einstein said, don't use the same solution in the new world. No? So now, what is in store for you? We know innovation can be divided into 4 types. Agile says iterative innovation, incremental innovation, transforming innovation, and breakthrough in innovation. So this is the diagram. This is the book I mentioned, is in Chinese, already released in China, and Singapore released, end of this month. So I will donate 10 copies to PMI Indonesia, and therefore this is the summary of holistic system critical lateral thinking, because what has it got to do with AI? On the right hand side, holistic is internet AI, system is business AI, critical is perception AI, and lateral is autonomous AI. And please remember, it's not one by one, it's complete together, fully integrated. We cannot always believe that everything is in silo. Everything is complementary, integrated. Now, the conclusion we make in this summary, this one, actually, if I show you this diagram, no need to talk anymore. So what have you learned? Navigating means we evolved from the era or Industry 1.0 to now the future into I 7.0. We talk about co-creative AI, which is more appropriate now, and prioritization map for AI, which, remember, the AI projects you continue or you should stop it. Now, era of AI, we need 4 common languages, etc. Let us look at what have I got at the end. So this is the 3 books I've finished. Design thinking, I'm not talking about for process, but management, leadership and entrepreneurship or innovatorship. Holistic thinking for better management of people, process and tools. The last one will be released next month. In China first is innovatorship, which is what I try to share with the SME, small, medium-sized organizations. So I think I got 2 more minutes, so let me finish this. Yeah. I thought I got no more time. So we also address the 5 gaps and now pinpoints in implementing AI strategy. Project management, of course, the job is to translate strategy into prioritized project. You need to change the structure. So therefore, when I was in Indonesia with the Cinemas Group, we changed the organization structure to stand alone, myself, 80 consultants with the office of, or we call it the PMO, Project Management Office, become Project Program Office, become Project Portfolio Office. And all the project managers are key change agents because we influence people to change. Unification, so we must, throughout the whole organization, not talk about management, but all 3 together, management, leadership, and innopreneurship, or that time was still entrepreneurship. And therefore now, the value add as a CIO, which is the next big thing, is first to change the way we think, work, behave, and perform, so that we become the influencer of innovation. Influencer innovation, create a common language for communications, so that people can actually understand, which is actually project management. Also, we need to have a culture for appreciation. So there are 5 languages for appreciation. Like yesterday, we come here, we have the apple, so something to say thank you for coming. We also have a souvenir, your bag. We also have warmness, shake hand with the president of PMI, and last night was the mayor, very important, he come and inaugurate this event, etc. So there are 5 common languages of appreciation, which now is important. And finally, innovation standard, which is ISO 56002, because there are ISO 56000 up to 8 series, but 2 is the system itself, which is Innovation Management System. Okay, so I think I will stop here. So therefore, we need to use the OSIM, the massage chair, to massage you and to remind you to change. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Professor Casey Chan, for the amazing presentation.
So now it's Q&A, right?
Yes, for participants, do you have any question for Mr. Casey Chan?
Julia? Because I was presenting in China, I dropped from the podium, 4 bones broken. Very embarrassing, because I'm not Bruce Lee. So I was straight away rushed to the hospital. So now I'm very worried if I see the staircase. Yeah, so she has to help me. Yeah, thank you.
Okay.
So question, yeah, any
Yeah.
question?
Good morning, Professor. Thank you for the presentation. It is interesting. My name is Yopi from HML, gas production in Madura, but my department is IT. Okay. As you also know that AI required historical data, and maybe sorry to say that Indonesia historical data is scattered and maybe it's not actual, not right usually. It's effect on the result of the AI. So it may be even though the accuracy is maybe 19%, 90%, but maybe we cannot trust fully for the 90%. So what is the strategy? I mean, what is the strategy to use the AI if we are using the data in Indonesia, like you already present? And what is the suggestion for the PM that working in Indonesia that using the AI? That's my question.
Okay, I give you the answer from what I know, right? What I don't know, I cannot. So I attended now Antonio, who is formerly the chairman of PMI, so together with a gentleman called Ricardo's. Last year I attended, this year, sorry, attended the master class in AI for project management, because project management is different from other AI. So they plot the curve: initiate, plan, execute, monitor, control, and close. Then go to the next stage. Apparently, 2022, the AI for project management was many, because there are not many books around, but there are people who actually advocate this AI in project management. But always remember this catch: robots was never new. I come to Indonesia, I cannot sell robots. I can sell robots in Singapore. That is in 1984 to our university. People were shocked. How can a university afford a $1.4 million in the lab? Not only NUS, NTU in Singapore, we used the word kiasu, afraid that they will not attract the students. So they also implement a much more expensive system called the GenTech. Then the polytechnics also did the same. First, it must come from who? Government. Singapore government, this is information, because they know project management is the core competence of any manager, be it in a bank, be it in IT, etc. So if you are older, above 40 years old, they pay 60% of the cost. So if you attend a PMP in Singapore, it will cost you about $2,500. But they don't call PMP. They call Project Management Practice under the government scheme called WSQ. WSQ stands for Work Skill Force, Work Skills Future. So listen carefully. Those that are above 40 years old get 60% subsidy, so you pay a fraction. and you get three certificates. One from the provider. That means if NUS conduct this, you get a certificate from NUS. You successfully completed the project management practice, not PMP. Then, because I'm an ATP, I'm an authorized training provider, I will give you the certificate from PMI, say you have successfully completed your PMP knowledge so that you can sit for the PMP exam. The one that the government don't pay is the 555 USD that you have to directly register with PMI and successfully pass the PMP. What is the catch? I have 3 certificates if I have from NUS, I'm the provider, I train you, ATP with the cert. Some say, I'm not going to be project manager, I stop here. Some say that my boss told me if I get the PMP, my salary increased by $1,000. What do you think? They will study like crazy. The same thing with my Japanese. When I send them to Thailand, they say, cannot speak English. But when we announce and say, if you pass the English test in Singapore, we send you to Thailand. From that day onwards, your salary increased by 1,000 Singapore dollars. That means how much? 10 juta, no. Every Japanese said, we can speak English. So you see the point? Coming back to Indonesia. Microsoft, in the past, the same, Bill Gates donated some resources. So they encouraged the people here from the university to attend Microsoft project. And it's free. But you have to pass and say certified Microsoft project producer. So in order for a country to progress fast, so they must have the incentive to encourage the people to actually take up the exam. Now for Indonesia, I try very hard, except Petra Christian University. They decided that the 4th year of the degree, because these are international business management students, they all speak English, they will do the CAPM. But the class is only 80 students. Out of 80, only 40 students registered for the exam. The rest, they don't want. So as a visiting professor, what do I tell them? Your last paper, I hold on until you get your PMP, ACPM, otherwise I fail you. Wow, they all take the exam. But this is after 20 years of convincing Petra Christian University. 20 years, because I believe that the future is here in Indonesia. But I don't know how other way to do it, maybe through broadcast. Example, AI is the same, I'm just using project management. You can, what you call videotape, and then now you broadcast to all the people who are interested, and you pay a very cheap amount. Like Udemy, I attend the AI course, it's only, of course, Singapore is affordable, 17 Sing dollars, which is 170,000 rupiah, right? But if you go to online course, it will cost you $1,700. But Udemy is doing that. And the speaker is from UK. It's not from India. Because sometimes it's very difficult to understand. Example, the ISO 56000 is an Indian slang, Indian language. I mean, he teaches English, but very difficult to catch. But the quality is good. By example, my assistant taking the CPM next week, so she attended the Udemy, 12 Singapore dollars, which is 120,000. So it's very affordable, and the content is good. So I think if moving forward, Indonesia is going to have that provision through webinar, but the professors are willing to, in fact, maybe no cost. I don't mind. I used to do it at Praktita. I don't charge anything. They videotape me. So I talk about international business management. Okay, I hope solve part of the answer.
Professor, sorry. Do you see any different in AI result in Indonesia or Singapore? I believe that the data is good, the historical data is good, but Indonesia is scattered. Do you see any difference? So, what is your suggestion to our PM if they are using AI?
One more time, in the
what is your suggestion for our PM in working in Indonesia if they are using AI?
Oh, okay. So now, come to the second part, which is Antonio has the AI in project management. He just launched. I think it's, for me, it's cheap because I did the master program, master class, not master program, not master degree. It's about 229 USD. But we can enter into his knowledge bank, so you can take anything up from him, and he's willing to share. Yeah, so I think, again, back to what we said, you write on those established countries like USA or Europe, and then you can learn from them. But to get data, it must come from the government. Even for myself, I want to collect information on the trade and industry. Is 5 years behind time because I cannot. But I can pay McKinsey, which has the latest data, but it costs me one arm and one leg, right? But if I need to, I have no choice. I have to. McKinsey will have a lot of important data because they collect data using AI software as well. So it must be an effort, both commercial, industry. Just debating why Indonesia palm oil industry is so proficient, because all the planters in the palm oil industry, they contribute to a research center which has one of the top researchers to look at fertilizer for the palm trees, look at different type of the palm seeds to plant in different parts of Indonesia. But this is not one company's money. It's contribution to that center. Same thing as Perbanas, right? Perbanas actually supposed to be all the banks donate to Perbanas, and then they actually produce the best IT people, if not one of the best IT people, to serve the banking industry. I was a research director at Perbanas with Professor Eko. That's all I know, but I was doing the project management part. And he paid me quite good money, because that is from Perbanas, not from other commercial company. So I think together with PMI we can do something. It's always said, wait for the right timing, then when we strike, people have because PMI has the credibility worldwide, not only in Indonesia, also in Singapore. So you can bring in all the professions together, and that's the purpose of this symposium conference. So I may suggest, this is my ending part already, no more. I am the vice chairman of a research called Global Alliances for Innovators, and this one is also initiated by China. So I was invited to Berlin. So they set up this in Berlin because Berlin is the capital city of Germany, and that part they contribute to smart manufacturing. But over this part, I am involved or in charge of ASEAN. So we are looking at innovators from ASEAN, which we can share. If this is a sub-seminar or symposium from PMI, then we can actually invite a lot of these people from industry to contribute small sum of money. And this small sum of money, when put to good use, can be very powerful for the country. For me, it's always free, as long as you pay for my air ticket to come, because I semi-retirement. Yeah. Okay. Any other questions?
We're really sorry due to the limited time. I think the discussion have to continue later. And now for a token of appreciation, we would like to give a small gift that will be presented by Mr. Sigit Awibowo PMP as the VP branch of PMI Indonesia chapter to Professor Casey Chan.
Thank you. It's pretty big, it's not small. Okay.
please give a round of applause for Professor Casey Chan.
Thank you. Oh, this is the box.
And now for all PMI certification holders, please kindly scan the QR that will be shown on the screen to claim your PDUs so you don't have to do it manually.